It's a little too dark, isn't it? Good morning. Give it a few moments. There's always a delay, so if I'm speaking and it seems to catch up. Been really looking forward to this, and we're going to talk a little bit about preparation. This is going to be meditation, so we're not going to spend a lot of time explaining a lot of things. We're going to practice. Preparation is important. Ideally, as I did this morning, when I woke up at around 5, I went straight into my meditation room. It's best to do these types of meditations nude, if you're comfortable with that. At the very least, some very comfortable light clothing. This is kind of a silky, satiny kind of thing. That helps. It's not just the lack of constrictiveness that you'll have with loose or no clothing in these meditations. It's also the conscious awareness, the subtle awareness that you are less inhibited. So preparation is important, and here's what I've done. And I'm just going to walk you through everything, and you can kind of fit it to your own style and lifestyle. First of all, I've fasted since yesterday evening. I'm vegetarian. If you're not vegetarian, I recommend, if you're doing these types of meditations, that you have a vegetarian diet for at least 12 to 24 hours before participating in them. There's a lot of reasons and layers for this that I won't go into, and it's not about saving animals necessarily either. So again, I'm just giving you the information and maybe explain in another meetup. The preparation was, again, that I've pretty much fasted since last night. I've had a little bit of coffee this morning. I have meditated already in my meditation room, done some stretches to open my chakras. The first thing we want to do is start to tap and basically kind of bang them awake all over your body. You can be surprised what a difference this can make. So I've already done a lot of these things. Again, it's going to be walked through, and you'll be able to come back and review this and adapt it for yourself. So the preparation is, again, that I've fasted, I've rested well, I've already done some meditation, hydrated, etc. So you don't want to do these things on a full stomach at all. And again, 12 to 24 hours prior to doing this particular type of meditation, a vegetarian diet is recommended. Eat light, things that are more like fruits, not so much grains. You want things that are going to elevate your consciousness, things that grow above the ground rather than things that grow close to the ground. That helps you not ground. We're not trying to ground here. We're trying to elevate and expand. So we're going to, again, Kundalini, the Serpent rises. Our goal here is to arouse through constriction the Kundalini Shakti. And once that power is constricted, it gets restless and uncomfortable. And it starts to arouse because it wants to be let loose. And that's what wakes it up. So we're going to be doing some breathing. Now, I used a neti pot this morning to clear out my nasal passages. It's not required, but certainly, you definitely want to have as clear nasal passage as you can. We're going to be doing alternate nostril breathing, a very critical part of this meditation. Now, you don't have to do these perfectly. Trust that as you go through these things, your body and your abilities will get better and improve. My first time doing alternate nostril breathing, first of all, I thought I was supposed to magically be able to control nostril to nostril. I was on that for like 6 months. Figured I didn't know how to do it. That's not it at all. And based on your time of day, your Ayurvedic constitution, your doshas, the lunar, the solar, etc., it'll vary how your breathing is constricted or not from one passage to the other. Don't worry about that. This meditation, the Kundalini meditations, work through all that, and over time, it'll completely clear up. This is a solar lunar meditation. It's about marrying these two forces together. Let's go ahead and get right into it a little bit. We have our 7 chakras. The Kundalini resides below the root chakra, dormant, coiled 3.5 times around the lingam, the Shiva lingam, the Cossacks. Our goal is to arouse and awaken this Kundalini Shakti and have it ascend up through each chakra. As you can see in this image, and distill it by sending it down and up and down and up and down and up until it becomes more and more pure. So here's an image of the chakras themselves. Here's an image that also shows the mudras. We're not going to go into the mudras today. Again, it's just too much information. They are helpful. We are going to be using seed sounds. We're going to be using a little bit of music. This is solfeggio music that is aligned with, make sure that it doesn't go too loud. Are you going to play? Come on. There we go. Hopefully that's not too loud or distracting. It is helpful to have an ambience. Personally, I use kirtan. Hari Ram, Hari Krishna were the ones I was using this morning. Different ones. I have flute and sitar. I'm very particular about my kirtan. I don't like commercial stuff whatsoever. I want ones that are melodies composed by saints and yogis that are enlightened. I'm very picky. So let's go through some of this. Just going to recommend you blow your nose or whatever you can to clear your passage so we can do these breathing exercises. Many of you are probably familiar with these, and we're going to walk through it as if you don't. All breathing is going to be done through the nose, nothing through the mouth. The true order of that is that it's this breathing through the mouth thing. We're looking at the ancient yogic texts, Ashtanga and Pradipika, to ascertain this knowledge, all through the nose. We begin with belly breathing. Complete breaths, which means when we inhale all that we possibly can. Fill up your belly. Bring the air, the pran, down all the way down your chest and down into your belly and fill it like a pot. So again, if you see me, if I had no shirt on, you'd see that my belly is extending like a big pot, like a pot belly. That's very important. And when I exhale for a complete breath, exhale everything you have. Don't leave anything behind. My tongue, you can't see it well, but it's curled back and it's touching the tip of the roof of my mouth. That's very important. That's also a mudra. The entire time, if you can, keep your tongue curled back and touching the tip of the roof of your mouth. Inhale slowly and completely at your own pace. Don't count, just at your own pace. So when I inhale, my belly is distending. And when I exhale, my belly is going convex, concave against my rib cage, back to my spine. That's how empty I'm making it. I don't want anything left. And in between each breath, as I inhale, the belly is extended and I'm retaining. I'm locking my sphincter, another mudra. Tongue to the tip of the mouth. The hand mudra. And also locking my sphincter with every inhale and exhalation. So as I'm retaining, I'm locking and tightening my sphincter muscles. I retain for what's comfortable. And then when I exhale, I release the sphincter muscles. And exhale everything out. Breathe in completely. And exhale completely. When you inhale, retain. Feel the stress of that in your body. And when you exhale, when it's all empty, retain again. Lock the sphincter and retain for a moment. And we're just going to do a couple rounds without me talking. If you're feeling some tension in your body, that means you're doing it right. It's not just total relaxation. You're creating stress and stress in your body for a reason. When you block and lock the muladhara, when you block your perineum, your anal lock, your sphincter muscles, what you're doing is you're constricting that flow of energy in that region. That's vital. The Kundalini is residing there, dormant and asleep, coiled up 3.5 times. When we retain our breath and lock that sphincter, we're basically choking it. We're making that serpent very uncomfortable, causing it to arouse and awaken and want to be free. A couple more rounds. Notice that as I'm inhaling and exhaling, I'm basically forcing it. It's not that gentle. It's not a peaceful meditation. It's an active meditation. My spine is straight. I'm missing a disc. I don't sit on the floor. I don't do the lotus or half lotus. I wish I could, but I never could. Doesn't matter. As long as your spine is straight, aligning your chakras. We can now roll in, bring our awareness, bring the breath with your mind, draw and direct the breath all the way down to your perineum, below your muladhara chakra, down again into your sphincter, below. And you can use this visualization of the root chakra, muladhara, and the seed sound, laum. All of them are derivatives of the primal sound, aum. There's basically 3 sounds and syllables that go with this. Aum. So now we add the consonant at the beginning of it. So we would inhale, and we would do the seed sound with the exhale. Laum. God, that feels good. With your awareness in your root chakra, with this deep red, earthy textures and tones, draw that breath into your root, retain it, suffocate that serpent, and give it the seed sound as you release. Now, as I'm doing this, I'm also directing my awareness to the soles of my feet, imagining, visualizing, tapping into the force of energy, and allowing it to serpentine, to coil around my legs and travel up my legs from the earth. 2 channels, one coming up each leg. With every inhalation, drawing it up further and further. Retention, choking that serpent, and release. When this becomes more proficient, the at the end, you will feel a vibration through your entire spirit. It's pretty primal. These 2 currents, traveling up each leg, one on the right, one on the left, are going to cross through the Muladhara chakra. They're going to pass each other and coil the other way. And continue on their way up. Sphincter locked. Release and inhale. Lock and retain. Now that these 2 spiral energies have crossed like a DNA strand, it's going to be a coil, a spiral, all the way up. We're going to allow it to surround. It's gone through the Muladhara chakra. It's going to go around and begin to go around and through our sacral chakra, which means lustrous gem or one's abode. This is where our sex, emotion, first opinions reside, our raw emotions. The seed sound is Vaum. Same techniques. Inhale, retain, lock. Exhale with the seed sound and lock. So you're locking, inhaling and locking, exhaling. The retention point is vital to drive this energy. Vaum. Directing the breath down into that, in my pelvis, just above my gonads, in my true sex region. For women, it's where your ovaries are, basically. And as the energy serpentines through and around your Svadhisthana, your second chakra, it's going to begin to cross to enter into Manipura. In between is your navel. This is critical. This is where we're drawing this energy that we brought from our feet up to our navel. Not into the third chakra yet, to our navel. Put it right into your navel. Serpentining around the first one, around the second one, And now, traveling through into our navel. We're bringing the energy up and storing it in our navel. Very important. Breath with retention. No seat sounds at this point. Silence. Use your mind to imagine, visualize, and direct these energies up from your feet, traveling, winding like the DNA strand through your legs and up into your sexual region, through your pelvis, and now coming to collect in your navel. As I retain, my mind is focused directly on my navel. Think of it as a conduit, as a portal. It can receive and transmit. We're collecting our energy to store there. Now, we're going to go to our crown. We're going to skip the middle. We're going to go in reverse now. We just went up to our navel. Now we're going to be bringing it down. We brought earth energies and primal energies and primordial energies from the earth up through our body, through our spiritual astral body, into our navel. And now we're going to bring cosmic energies to allow them to enter through our crown chakra and travel and coil again to come into the navel. Bring your awareness with these colors, the violet. Our seed sound now is Om. The Sahasrara chakra is not on our head, it's just above it. The 1,000-petal lotus. Visualize with these colors and that seed sound as you breathe and allow and imagine the cosmic flow of energy from infinite space to be received into your crown chakra, which is wide open. And breathing it in, I take what I can use, and then I get rid of the rest. Locking my sphincter to again suffocate that Kundalini Shakti. Allowing that cosmic energy to enter into the crown chakra and travel down with my breath. The color is more of a deep blue now. Same seed sound. Retain. The descending energy going around your crown chakra and now traveling through your ajna. Your third eye, the Shiva. Perception. Allowing to continue to travel down into your throat chakra. Again, a blue, different color, different shade. This is your center of communication to give and receive knowledge, emotion, thought, concept, texture, meaning. Breathe, inhale into your throat. Cosmic energy traveling down. Serpentine, coiling. Allow it to continue into the heart chakra, anahata, unstruck. Bring it into your heart. This one almost everyone can feel. Each chakra activating as you become aware and consciously interact with it. Breathing life force into it. Poking it with your mind to arouse and awaken. Again, it's an abbreviated version for today. Longer ones, this would be this anywhere from 5 to 45 minutes usually is what this takes. We'll bring this down even further now. In the solar plexus, Manipura, your will, your commitment, your dedication, your will, your force of will resides within this chakra, the lustrous gem. Breathe into your solar plexus. Visualize the sun, the warmth of the light, and the seed sound is Remember, the tongue is curled back to the roof of the mouth. You're locking your sphincter between each inhalation and exhalation during the retention. We're now going to gather the downward current of cosmic energies into the navel to join the earthly energies that we brought up. Two of them joining and meeting in the navel. We're going to be storing them. We're not going to be marrying them yet. Visualize, focus, and breathe right into your navel, and visualize and imagine this downward current of energy flow, concentrating and gathering right into your navel. We're going to allow these energies to join. We're going to change our breathing now. You can alternate your concentration from bringing energy up from your feet and from the earth into your navel, and also down from the cosmos through your sahasrara, twining down and spiraling into the navel. If you can, concentrate on both the upward current and the downward current joining in your navel. We're going to change our breath. Normally, we would have done these slow breaths for a good 10-15 minutes till we feel the energy is now residing within our navel. We'll do the abbreviated version of this. And now we're going to shift to alternate nostril breathing. As I alternate nostril breathe, inhalations, I'm bringing the currents in to the navel. And as I exhale, then I'm going to retain. And as I exhale, breathing them out. One down into the earth, the other one back up to the crown and into the cosmos. Through your left nostril first, always begin entering inhalation through the left. And exhale through the right. Retain. Inhale through the right. And exhale through the left. Now I'm going to be quiet a moment and just show you. So again, retention between inhalations and exhalations, in through the left. You have two nadis, one on the right, one on the left. Your upward currents are coming through both legs, both traveling up. Downward currents traveling through the chakras, through the downward current, Ida Pingala, meeting and joining in the navel. With this alternate nostril breathing, we're going to start to split them up, going up and down. With the inhalations, drawing it in, and the exhalations, allowing the energy to be breathed out through the opposite nadi. Bring the energy in. And exhaling it out. Normally I'll do this for 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes before beginning the fire breath. As we do fire breathing, so we're going to join the two together. We bring the upward current and the downward current into the navel. Visualize, imagine as best you can. This is an exhausting technique, and it is very powerful. Go easy. I'll explain it, and then I'll demonstrate it. I'm going to be basically hyperventilating. Exhaling repeatedly through my nose. Again and again and again until I feel some residual, some resounding. Then I'm going to inhale deeply. Let me demonstrate. This image, you keep your eyes open or closed. And retain. What I'm doing is I'm snapping my breath through exhalation, snapping it very quickly. And at the end of the first round, then I pause, I retain, and then inhale deep and retain, and then do another round. Another round. As you become more proficient in this, and you do much slower. Again, this is easily 5 minutes when you get really good, 45 minutes usually. So it'll go all the way through this. what I'm doing is, again, retaining in between, locking my sphincter. My hands are in mudra. My tongue's on the roof of my mouth. I am visualizing what you see in this image, the upward and downward currents and the energy collecting into my navel. And then I'm taking putting it down and up at the same time. Up and down and up and down, down and up and down. Gathering in the navel. Consider your navel center like a cauldron. You're collecting this cosmic energies and this earth energy in this cauldron. And when you fire breathe, you're heating the cauldron, distilling it, purifying it through heat and fire. So that when it travels up and down from the navel center, down through your feet and up to your crown, it's burning through all the impurities. Another round of fire. Retain. Be very careful. If you're not familiar with fire breath, I hope you'll take my word for it, because the people that think they know better, when I warn them of this, they end up calling me in distress. Fire breathing has its dangers. It's very potent. It burns through a lot of things. Many people, when they do it for too much and too long, will get sick, because basically what you're doing is you're purging all kinds of toxins in your body, in your mind, in your spirit, all your chakras, all the blocks. The whole point of fire breathing and this channeling is to burn out the impurities from the cauldron, our alchemy, to distill as it goes up and down, every round, distilling the energy so it becomes more pure and more clean. Now, we're going to do a complete round of all of them together. The complete belly breathing, followed by the alternate nostril, followed by the fire breath. Again, this is an accelerated version. I don't do them all in the sequences again. Typically, I will do one for 10 or 15, maybe 20 minutes, then the second one, then the third one. Retention, the mudras, hands, tongue, sphincter locks. These belly breathings, I'm bringing the energy up and down into my navel and storing it. That's all. Transition to alternate nostril. In through the left. These are the basic skills and mechanics. You do this on your own. I also, by the way, have incense lit. Again, the preparation. Fast if you can. I fasted about 18, 20 hours before this. I have incense burning. I meditated this morning when I woke up. Did some pranayama, some breathing. And I listened to kirtan. Lovely, beautiful sounds. And the seeds of Nam Sankirtan. Hari Ram, Hari Krishna. The ultimate seed syllables of the divine presence. On my own, I'll be in my meditation room with incense, surrounded by an atmosphere that is designed to keep me at peace and affiliate and associate with my divine personified form of the divinity. For me, that's Radha Krishna, the divine love form. All my senses, the incense fills my nostrils. The pranayama takes over my taste. Sound is the kirtan that I'm listening to. And it touches the mudras and the sensations. I'm immersing my entire form in this state. All senses directed. The belly breathing. Don't time it. Don't count them. Do it for as long as you want or as little as you want until it feels right. You'll learn more over time what the right amount is for you. The belly breathing is where we began. And we were using the seed sounds. Lam. Bring that energy up. Vam. Storing it in my navel. And then bring it down from the crown. Into your third eye. Into your throat. We brought the moon down to the sun. Our upward current stored in our navel. Our downward current now stored in our navel. Gathering there. This is the marriage of the sun and moon. It's the lunar and solar marriage. That's what this is all about. So they join together. And then they don't split. The upward and downward currents become one. simultaneously moving up and down, distilling with every round. Eventually, for practice and time, as we do the alternate nostril breathings, it distills. Then you set it on fire in that cauldron, heat it up until it has nothing where to go but up. It basically becomes steam, vapor to arise. You've suffocated and stifled and constricted the serpent at your root Muladhara chakra. That's made it arouse sexually, to go through your emotions, to reside within your navel, and come in contact with the downward current that can bring it up. The serpent intertwining as we see and as they both start to flow on their own simultaneously through all, and allow them to continue to come up. And as you see in this image, where they join in the ajna, we store them in our navel. Now we're going to allow them to flow. Alternate nostril. Allow them to flow as it goes all the way down to the feet, and now all the way up through each chakra. And now joining in the ajna. As the upward and downward currents join and meet and marry in the ajna, this is what activates the 1,000-petal lotus, crown chakra, unfolding and opening, as if the top of your head isn't even there. You can't sense it. It just is gone, evaporates. Your own energy transmitted out through the crown, through this opening, unfolding lotus, and the cosmic energy floating and descending within, the two of them, creating a cosmic current now. For beginners, this takes some time. There's a lot of information to process, a lot of technique. Over time, it'll become more natural. It's okay to make mistakes. It's natural too. To think you're not doing it right. Keep practicing, keep learning. This is a very basic, fundamental run through on this, but it's accurate. I've studied the Yoga Darshans. I've studied the Pradipika. I've been doing Kundalini yoga for many years, and I'm a full-blown Kundalini event recipient. We have our seed sounds, we have our visualizations, the colors, the spin of the chakras can get involved. There's this school of thought that they all turn clockwise or counterclockwise. That's completely incorrect. They rotate. One is clockwise, the other is counter. Like a set of system of gears, so that the Kundalini energy can intertwine, like the DNA strand. Again, one traveling up, one traveling down. So they work like gears. It's more advanced and a lot more to think about when you're thinking about their spin, direction, their frequency of spin, the frequency of sound. There's a lot of layers to this. Today is just the very basics. To be able to sample the breath with the concentration, with the right imagery. We're just scratching the surface. To be careful, to be done properly, as I mentioned at the beginning, preparation is key. I can't put enough emphasis on this. If you don't prepare properly, you can get seriously injured. Yoga is not to mess around with. Purifying, cleansing your mind, your body, simplifying life, etc. The Eightfold Path, the other branches are all about distilling and cleaning and purifying your life, your lifestyle, your thinking, your behaviors, so that it doesn't toxify this process and interfere with it. Because if you arouse, activate Kundalini, your karmas all come to the surface like a bullet. The toxins that you have in your spirit body and in your physical body will all come to the surface. And it's far too much for your average person to handle. It's rewiring you to another voltage abruptly. These processes should only be led by a master to do it safely. This is not the age of Kali to do Kundalini practices, because you never know how it's going to turn out. Even in Satya Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, in Treta Yuga, it is more than recommended. It is required to have a master. When I say a master, I don't mean somebody who's smart and teaching you. That's what I'm doing. I'm saying a master that has had and is living within that experience themselves. Spontaneous combustion is a real thing, and Kundalini can absolutely make that happen. I meet people all the time that are talking about their Kundalini experience, and unfortunately, as with most mystical experiences, they're misinformed. Kundalini event is an unmistakable event. Kind of like being pregnant, you either are or you're not. Kind of like virginity, you either are or you're not. There's no in between. You've either had Kundalini full opening or not. And once you have it, like love, you know it. You ask somebody if they've ever been in love before, and if they say, I don't know, then you know they haven't. Once you experience, if you experience it, it is an undeniable supernatural event that is marked with particular qualities and characteristics that are unique specifically to it. They're not metaphors. When we talk about the unfolding of the lotus flower, of the crown chakra, you are spot existent. You exist in the here and now. This is your sphere of reality, your circumference. When your crown chakra and when all of your chakras are activated and open and Kundalini is running full, you are simultaneously spot existent and virtually omnipresent. You are not confined to a location. You are simultaneously in your location, but you not only feel, but you're aware of vast regions, light years away. If you want to direct and channel that and focus on it, you can. You want to know what some guy's eating for breakfast in China? You can. No need to. There's no value in it. Part of the risk with Kundalini event is that amount of consciousness, energy. When I say conscious, I don't mean just yours, I mean the world coming into you all at once. When I was having this event, reading thoughts is one way to put it. You're not just reading thoughts of the people that are near you. you're picking up frequencies like radio static. And instead of just one channel that you're picking up thousands. If you want to tune into one, you can. But taking a lot of frequencies all at once is overwhelming. This is what Kundalini crisis can be. It's far too much frequency for the way we are wired to be able to handle it, which is why preparation is key. Yoga, the asanas, the meditations, dhyan, the diet, the exercise, etc. Prepare the vessel for the power, the Shakti power. Because if you don't prepare the vessel, it's like taking the power plant and plugging it right into your outlet instead of your breakers that are outside the house. Your house cannot handle that type of current. It'll catch on fire instantly. Preparation is key. I've given you some techniques and demonstrated them. It's a bit confusing. I'm aware of that. This is a 1 hour long meditation. It takes a long time to be able to understand these things. I'm giving you a teaser, a taste to look into it. If you're drawn to it, then you want to know more. And if you're not, then you won't. And that's how we will know what our sanskars are. The reason I and a few other people, and that's it, just a few people on this entire planet, have had full-blown Kundalini events is because we have past life experience with it recently. Our Kundalini was already virtually aroused and on the threshold. Muscle memory kind of thing. Mine was rather spontaneous, brought on by a tantric event. The priestess that initiated this event with me had done it with many people before, and nothing happened. Not to that magnitude. She and I had known each other in a recent past life and had been dabbling with these things before. So I was already on the threshold of it. I've given you some basic techniques. It's all rushed. The real event is nothing like this, of course. And when you meditate, I've given you the techniques. I've given you some of the measures to it on my websites, spiritualtriangle.com, and even on a life-mind.com. There is a tab under my books, a stone's throw. There's a Kundalini page that a lot of hidden stuff is on there, a lot of information, a lot of instructions, a lot of images, a lot of things about Kundalini are there because it's in my first book. Talking about a vast amount of knowledge and instruction that cannot possibly be conveyed in a handful of videos or lectures. But I enjoyed your visit. I hope you enjoyed mine. And thank you for coming along. And we'll do some more of this in the future, if you like. We'll make it a little bit more intense. And we'll do a little more gradual and slow. Partly what I'm doing, by the way, I forgot to mention this, is I am beyond considering a full-blown activation of Kundalini again. I've been considering it for several years. Some recent events made it very clear to me that it was time. And so partly what I'm doing with this series is documenting my own experience. If things go well, I will have another full-blown Kundalini event. And I want to document in case I either die, go crazy, or it comes out really well. Whatever's going to happen needs to be documented. I'm the guinea pig. So part of this is to document this as well. To be continued. Radhe Radhe, Om Shanti, Shiva Shakti. All right.